Grush's key allegation is that what has been happening is illegal, if not criminal, that there has been improper withholding of evidence from the US Congress relating to crash retrieval programs that have been operating in secret in the United States for at least 80 years. Incredible as it may seem, Roswell was true, the 1947 Roswell crash. There are multiple other crash retrievals that have allegedly taken place. Now, why do I know this? Why can I feel confident about feeling that Mr. Grush is saying what he's saying and that it's true? To the extent that a journalist can feel that something is corroborated, I have spoken to multiple witnesses on background who have assured me not only that Mr. Grush is a witness of high repute and high credibility, I have spoken to people who have directly witnessed what he's saying he's been told about. I asked David Grush, what about bodies? And he does confirm that there have been non-human, yes, alien bodies recovered. Incredible as it may seem, the United States government and possibly other governments in the world are in possession not only of non-human technology, craft and other technology, they're also in possession of alien bodies. I have spoken to people who have told me that they have seen alien bodies. When I was first told that by those people, I did not for the life of me believe it. I've still got trouble dealing with it. And frankly, as I've said repeatedly, I don't think I'll believe any of this until I have the opportunity to kick the tires of the flying saucer and shake the hand of the nearest alien. I mean, it's an incredibly confronting issue to hear these kind of claims when we've all been taught in the media, we've been socially conditioned to accept that this is something that must be ridiculed. But what I now realize from talking to Mr. Grush is that it really has been the case that there's been a deliberate disinformation operation run by the US intelligence community to try and suppress interest and coverage of this issue. The media, we in the media have been taught to ridicule and belittle this subject, to stigmatize it with a taboo that means that it's career suicide to go near it. I've had so many journalistic friends say to me in the years that I've been looking at this subject that I should disengage because I'm putting my career in jeopardy by even engaging with it. But the thing that shocked me, when I started talking to people in the intelligence community and the defense community, it wasn't that hard to get an admission from them that this is real. And this is what I think is the fundamental problem here, is that there's been such a chronic failure at a very high level by sections of the media, the establishment mainstream media in the United States. Its leadership position on this issue has been squandered because they've allowed themselves to be led by the nose. You can almost see what's happened. Every time a national security reporter on a major masthead's even begun to engage with this issue, they get bought off with a tantalizing offer of another story on national security issues that it's made clear, if you shut up writing about that issue of UFOs, we'll give you a drop, we'll give you a feed. That's the way it works. And so this is what's been happening. I've spoken to people that have been involved in those disinformation efforts. And as I can only repeat, people may laugh and say, oh, this is all nonsense, Coulthard's gone tinfoil hat crazy. And you know what? I just don't care. I really do not care, because the level and caliber of the people that I've been able to engage with, including David Grush, supports, in my view, the opinion that his allegations at least ought to be properly investigated. There is a double standard operating here with how the Pentagon and indeed the US establishment media are approaching the issue of Dave Grush's allegations. Let's go back to the last Gulf War, where on the claims made by intelligence service sources, news media became willing sycophants to the invasion of Iraq, an invasion that was predicated on an entirely false assumption that Saddam Hussein was concealing weapons of mass destruction.
I take the fact that he develops weapons of mass destruction very seriously.
There's no doubt on the evidence, the intelligence material available to us, that not only does Iraq possess chemical and biological weapons, but Iraq also has not abandoned her nuclear aspirations.
We will not shrink from war if that is the only way to rid Iraq of its weapons of mass destruction.
I think we will find weapons of mass destruction. I think it's important that we do.
He's lying to him when he says he doesn't have weapons of mass destruction.
That was based on intelligence from sources. And the hilarious thing is the American media at the time showed no hesitation in, how does one say this politely, sycophantly following the information that was fed to them by intelligence sources.
The White House hopes to call for a vote on the deadline resolution early next week. If it passes, then by March 17th, says a senior official, Saddam Hussein will finally be out of final opportunities. But even if it doesn't pass, the president has left no doubt that he's ready to go to war.
This is Fox News and Fox News Channel continuing coverage of the campaign which now has begun to liberate and disarm Iraq.
Now you have somebody who is an on-the-record US government intelligence officer, recently resigned, who is saying that he has been briefed directly by intelligence sources, by people inside the program who have directly witnessed, literally touched alien spacecraft, and who are aware of the existence of a non-human intelligence on this planet. And we have this absurd situation where a double standard is being applied. The media immediately says, oh, no, he hasn't seen these spacecraft. He hasn't seen these aliens.